Porky's Corner is proud to be sponsored by Spartan Site Solutions. They are specialists in civil engineering and demolition contracts for the construction industry. Interested parties should visit their website or contact Porky's Corner for a referral at porkycorner@mail.com.
Cody, that guy's the copper. He's a T-man, I know him. His name is Fallon. Sure? Yeah, he pinched me 40 years ago. Don't go for your guns. A copper. A copper. How do you like that, boys? A copper. And his name is Fallon. And we went for it. I went for it. Treated him like a kid brother. And I was going to split 50-50 with a copper. Maybe they're waiting to pin a medal on him. Solid gold. Come on, get it. Get your hands up. Yeah, that's it. A nice gold medal for the copper. Only maybe he's going to get it sooner than he thinks.
It's only Bants. It's only Bants. Yeah, but it ain't Bants, is it? It's not a laughing matter, is it? When we've got serving policemen running around boxing gyms and press conferences and boxing shows with cameras. Hey, isn't that right, Mr. Boxing King Media? Hey, Gully? Serving copper. A copper! Hey? Old James Cagney didn't mess about with that copper, did he? Hey? Unbelievable. Just like we don't mess about with him in Edlington. A copper. Hey? Infiltrating the sport of boxing. Hey? Running around with coppers. Unbelievable. Isn't that right? Camped out there at that Ingle gym. Hey? Jesus. And they call the Sens hardcore boxing people and proper. Running around with a copper. Unbelievable. Eh? Pop, pop, bang. Hello all you hardcores. Welcome to part 2. Big shout out to my mate Buster Brunt. Be up in the morning, Buster, and 6-mile runs done, lad. Be dedicated. Just waiting for Andy to log on here now. We'll be pouring a large one. Because he's a Scotsman, and if you're a Scotsman, you have to prove that you can swill. I don't know why every Scotsman I know, they're all big swillers, big serious swillers. So, it is what it is, isn't it? Not like us down here. All we drink down here in Yorkshire is bitter and tea, I think. Oh, but I think it's a good fight, that Batavia Smith. It's one where Smith ain't the favourite, isn't he? Every other fight he's ever been in his life, he's been the favourite. And now he ain't the favourite, isn't he? So we're going to see, aren't we? He's actually taking a challenge up. A bit like Billy Joe. Every fight he'd ever been in, he was a favourite, wasn't he? Up until his last one. Now this must how they must like to do it, these boxers. They probably don't like to take risks. I mean, let's have it right. Callum Smith's been wrapped in cotton wool, hasn't he? All his career, in my opinion. So it is what it is. Here we are. Here's Andy. Did you put any ice in that drink, Andy?
I've not poured it yet.
I've not poured it.
I'm going to pour it now, though.
Go on then, lad. Oh, it's barren that. Oh, if you let Andy Patterson see that, I'll be round to your house. Is that whiskey?
No, it's vodka. Vodka.
It's no good to Andy. He's bare whiskey.
Whiskey, I don't know if I got any whiskey. I've got that Stroma stuff.
Good boxing man, Andy, though. Good boxing man. What did you think to Charlie Edwards coming out?
Was he dissing Joe G?
He's doing the rounds, Boxing Social, IFM, you know, all the usual down market channels. These lickers who are asking questions. Lickers! Yeah, so he's doing the rounds and he's sticking it to Joe G. and he wants Paul Butler fight. But what has he done to warrant a fight with Paul Butler?
Has he been inactive for a while, Charlie Edwards? Haven't he?
Inactive, Charlie, and he's got a bit of a bee in his bonnet. I think he thinks that he's inactive because it's Joe G's fault, but he was really inactive before then.
Yeah.
Joe got him a fight. You've got to have a look at him. No one built in a day, but it's hard to match them small guys because not everybody wants to see him, do they? Really?
Yeah.
He don't
I
do,
know.
he don't do tickets as well. He ain't got a belt.
Yeah.
You know, so it's going to be hard to do out with. I mean, he could have fought Tommy Frank, but Dennis went. They fought that gold medalist. But Dennis, if they got in touch with Dennis Hobson, they'd take that fight with Tommy Frank. Dennis will just want to get his. Dennis will throw Tommy Frank in with Sonny Edwards just to get his slice of cake. Tommy will get him with Charlie, and he'll take another 1-round loss.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. If you're
Yeah.
a busted flush, Tommy Frank's a busted flush. If he were in with somebody like Charlie Edwards, it'd be the same as what happened with that Olympic gold medalist. It'd be a 1-round job. The white collar man, Tommy Frank. Dennis knows it. Tommy knows it. Glyn Rhodes definitely knows it, and I know it. There's no shame in that. There's levels to this game.
Yeah.
Masquerading as a former British champion, but really, you'd see him on a white collar get flogged. Easy. I see it every week. If anybody put it on him, he get flogged. But that's just the nature of the beast. There's that many blaggers in this sport. Do you know what I mean? No offence against Tommy Frank, but he shouldn't be near a boxing ring. If it's not in you, it's not in you. If you're going to start crying after sparring Josh Whale, Houston, we have a problem. Do you know what I mean? And that's that harsh, but I don't suffer fools with this. Too many people in this industry want to be known as boxers. I'm a boxer, I'm a boxer. You can't box Easter eggs. That's the I know that's harsh, isn't it? People say, my kids say, Dad, you're harsh on us at times. So be it. I just don't listen to shite. I've seen enough of it up there. I don't listen to it anymore. I know who can fight and who can't. He can't fight. That's why they didn't want to fight Sonny Edwards when I was up there. And I thought, that were early on when I was up there. And I thought, what's going on? Fucking British title fights. And now look what they're doing. They're running around with Tommy Frank with begging ball just to see what they can wring out of him.
Yeah.
Dennis, you should be ashamed of yourself. All them chats we used to have, all them years. All that boxing talk you used to come out with and try and teach me. And then you're behaving like some little brass. You should be embarrassed. I ought to stick a big billboard up in Sheffield and show you up proper, didn't I? Proper embarrassing. Like a little leech, woodpecker. Peck, 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 peck. Everybody's a ponce, according to Dennis. So what are you doing, Dennis? Poncing off him. He ponced Dave Allen into that Fraser Clark fight when Dave wasn't even fit, just to get a slice of cake. Ponced Anna Rankin into that Terry Harper fight. And now he's bashing Tommy Frank about, who's talking like Scooby-Doo. Come on. Brassers.
There's levels, eh? Like you say, there's levels.
What do you think to that Peter Dobson for Conor Benn? I mean, 1 minute they're talking biggest fight ever to hit Britain, bigger than Fox Groves and all that with hype and that, and then they can't make that, and then he's smuggled out at country to Vegas. Right, so this guy called Peter Dobson in some small ballroom in Vegas. Yeah, the headline it, but it's a small old ballroom. I mean, come on. What's happened to you, Eddie?
A ballroom blitz, eh?
Hey?
A ballroom blitz.
So Frank Smith's there saying, oh, we're going to get a good replacement and that. Frank, what's your favourite saying to people, Frank, when you like to be sarcastic with people on the phone? When they say they're going a different route, what does Frank Spotty Smith say to people? He always says this to be clever, to be a little clever dick. Yeah, good luck with that one. And then he hangs up straight away. I've seen him do it to people, yeah. Well, listen, Spotty Frank, you're carrying off like you own Matchroom. All you are is somebody who Eddie Hills puts on an aeroplane and bounces around the country, and he puts a cross at bottom of contractors. Make sure they sign that there, and don't let them have more than that for the purse. That's it. Does that make you an executive? No, it doesn't. It makes you a carrier pigeon on an aeroplane. That's all it is. You're no different to Dennis saying to me, "Oi, I need you in Jersey tomorrow, so you You go all the way to Jersey on an aeroplane, do what you've got to do, and then 5 days later, Dennis goes, "Oh, are you going home?" I go, "Yeah." They go, "Oh, take my Audi." I go, "Then it's 20 hours. Oh, go on, you can have it for a week." Oh, go on then, you twisted my arm, but I'd rather fly back. I'd rather fly back, me, than have Big Ron's car on because you'd be sweating if you scratched it.
Something happened to it.
Eh?
So in case something happened to it, but
Go on.
Frank Smith's really just Bricktop's T-Boy's T-Boy, isn't he? He's a T-Boy's T-Boy.
Look, Eddie didn't think they were going to do this transatlantic thing, did he, years ago? But they've had to do it to keep DAZN on the hook because they made out to DAZN that we're going global, Matchroom global, and all this nonsense. So they had to live up to the hype. But then Eddie must have thought, Jesus, I don't like flying to Italy. I don't like flying to Australia or this and that. So he sends Spotty, doesn't he? Spotty get on a plane. They get him a card from Virgin and they build their air miles up. You get loads of gifts. So Spotty is basically just some bloke that gets you to sign something. But he's talking like he's this big, massive deal maker. Listen, let me just say this to you, right? And let me just say this to all you matchmakers out there and whatever. And they'll all tell you the same thing. The promoter signs off on the fights. You know, if Frank Warren employs a matchmaker, say Al Siesta, Steve Lillis, or whoever, because Steve Lillis is a matchmaker now, or whoever, if he employs people like that, right? And they say, Frank, we're going to put Mary Poppins in with Benny from Crossroads. Frank's going to go, "Oh, God, I don't like the sound of that." And then he's going to tell them no, innit? So they have to sign off on every single fight. He just puts the recommendations. That's all it is. They're carrying off like he's some billionaire deal maker, Spotty. Get on the plane, get the signature, come back. That's all it is, Mr. Big Deal Maker. Everybody just hype shit up, don't they? You know what I mean? But it is what it is. But like I said, the main thing is this week, I'm worried about the gobbling and the slurping from Sam Jones. He's going to dig himself in a big hole in one day. Well, he is, trust me. Trust me. But
Green Goblin, is that not a bad guy in the Batman films? Is it the Green Goblin?
yeah, the big goblin. Listen, mate. Hey, listen. I want to know when in the sport of boxing somebody's going to come out and say that they're gay, because there's a lot of gays in boxing, but they just don't want to come out. No, to be ashamed of, just come out and say it.
Yeah, be true to themselves, eh?
Listen, mate, it's been going on for years and nobody wants to say a word. So all you boxers out there, if there's somebody in your gym and they've not got a girlfriend and they've never had a girlfriend, or you've never seen them with a girlfriend, be very weary of them when you're in the showers, because there's a lot of shower monsters in the sport of boxing.
Shower sharks.
Not just talking about Flex chasing Kid Galahad and Kell Brook around Jim with his towel in the snake knot, because everybody knows that story, don't they? Where Dominic's chasing him and he's naked as well, and he's whacking him with towel, and Kell and Barry are squealing like little girls. And he's whacking him with towel, Big Daddy Dom, eh? It makes you wonder what goes on behind closed doors. Hey, listen, the scariest thing is, it's what we don't know about, innit, Andy? Eh? Pop, pop, bang.
What works in the shadows, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's, if somebody's gay, they're gay. I'm not against gay people. I know quite a lot of gay people.
That's it.
Nice people. Yeah.
Don't hide it. Don't be a double agent making out you're Jack the Lad when really you're not, because there's a lot of them in Nick. I've seen them all in Nick. They all make out the Jack the Lad and they're having 2-hour showers with them, mate. Yeah, all right, mate. We had a shower early. You having another one? Yeah, all right. Listen, a lot of that goes on, doesn't it? You know what I mean? But why? Listen, it's boxing, isn't it? No surprises you. It's the sport, in it, where women used to be men. You know, like Kelly Maloney. I mean, what is all that about?
Did you say she was having a Misfits fight or something? She was 70.
Told me she's having a Misfits fight, yeah.
That's not right, eh?
I know. Who'd want to fight Kelly Maloney? It'd have to be another woman, wouldn't it?
Nah. It would have to be, wouldn't it? It's just didn't sit right with me, that transgender boxing.
Did Sonny Edwards quit a couple of weeks ago? Yes or no? Somebody's been emailing me.
I think I think he was forced to. I think, yeah, he might. I think he just could see no way ahead, could he? And just give up.
But he
So
lost every round, hasn't he?
yeah, but that's after taking his lumps. There's a difference between that and then somebody like getting dropped in the first round and then pretending they're hurt, wanting out it.
Wouldn't he have
I
been
don't.
better quitting after the 7th round? Because if you listen, he's
Uh,
not a puncher, right? He stopped 4 people in 21 fights. So after the 7th round, you've lost all 7. There's 5 rounds left. That's when his
yeah,
trainer told him. Because if they were
yeah,
leaving him in there, right, to try and get a knockout, he'd not got a chance because that kid had got his tail up by that stage. And he was confident, right?
yeah.
That's what should have been pulled out. So why leave him in for 8th and 9th? That's my
Just,
argument with it.
just to get more damage. Yeah, I mean, he's. You could say when you say somebody's quit, depending on how you say it, you can make them sound like a coward or that. There's no way anybody that gets in the ring is no coward. It takes balls to get in there.
Of course it
But
does.
but you can, if you quit after you've had the fight beaten out of you. I think that's a bit different to somebody just maybe not taking a dive, but could be seen to be. You know what I mean? Huh? You know what I mean? If they've been doing all right and suddenly things go against them and then they're looking for a way out, you can see that sometimes. But if somebody's been in it and taken their lumps and they've had the fight beaten out of them and they quit, then I think that's not going to affect her. What am I trying to say? That's not. I'm mumbling now.
Yeah.
That stands them in better stead, in a better light. That they've given it a go away. That it's not like they've just packed it in when things have suddenly just no gone their way.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, even if I don't.
Well, it looks like Josh Warrington's got his fight, doesn't it? It's just come on
Is
internet.
he?
May 18th.
Who's he got?
Lee Wood.
Oh, right, a rematch. Right. That'd be interesting, isn't it?
Round.
Because it was going all his way, but when Wood pulled out the bag, though, all his punches were spot on. The accuracy was, he never missed anything, did he? Took him out. And when he walked back to the corner, he was all over the place, wasn't he? I think it was the right decision to stop it.
Well, he were down on 2 cards by 2 rounds and 4 rounds.
Yeah.
So when he won Lee Wood, so he pulled it out at bag, didn't he?
Yeah. Fair play. I mean, he did what he had to do.
Pulled it out at bag, didn't he? But well, Warrington, he threw double punches, didn't he? He outlanding him, but he's on a bad run, Warrington. But you'd have to say that Lee Wood fight, he had it bagged, didn't he, Warrington? Really, if you look at it like that, didn't he? Really, but I think it's a good fight. But we're going to see, aren't we? They're going to fight at Super Feather, are they? No.
He made a move, he made a mistake, and paid the price for it. And yeah.
Well, what you're going to see now in build-up is Josh Warrington saying, "Do you know what? I feel stronger, faster, quicker than a speeding bullet at Super Feather." They're going to give it all that one now, aren't they? When really, Josh doesn't stop anybody at Feather, so why would you fucking move up?
Yeah.
It's the brains. That just tells you that the people around Josh Warrington just want to brass him off now, don't they, and get what they can out of that kid. That's how I look at it. But if you're a bully.
It'll probably suit Lee Wood to move up better than it'll suit Josh Warrington, I think.
Hey.
You don't think so? I think the move up will suit Lee Wood better than it.
The puncher, innit? Of course it will.
Yeah. He's just going to be stronger, isn't he?
Hey.
He's just going to be stronger. He's quite big anyway, isn't he? Lee Wood for the weight, isn't he?
Oh. He's got a right whack on him, hasn't he, Lee Wood? What do you think to Ngannou against Big Meech? I mean, how has it come to this, man? You know, Franklin, right? Hilarious. Wally, Ngannou. 4 gimme fights, and I called it. I said, look, they're not going to put him near anybody now. They're just going to go on a world tour and just tech. And now they're saying they could be good. There's a rematch clause for it as well, Ngannou. They've got a rematch clause, so they're doing what they want, aren't they? These promoters. I don't know what they're telling these Saudis, but they're still dictating even to main man at Saudi, aren't they? You'd have thought they'd have gone out there, and even though they're swallowing in his company and calling him His Excellence, they're still plotting to do what they want. They just can't help themselves, can they?
Groveling, eh? Groveling, we know
Can you
worthy.
imagine Eddie on all fours while Turkey's dealing with him? Can you imagine that? Has it come to this, Andy?
It's they've got no. It's just they've got no morals, like you say. I mean, I might actually. Well, I mean, what if Nagano hurts Joshua, big Meech? What if he'll go into shock mode, won't he, if he gets stung?
You know
I
what I'm
don't
fed
see
up
him.
of seeing? Do you know what I'm fed up of seeing now on social media? Eddie Hills and all these little gimps who hang around him. You know, these little gimps that follow him about when he goes for a little run in the morning. And they all go, imagine having to go for a run with him. You'd be embarrassed, wouldn't you? Eddie Hearn leading the pack and everybody else chasing after him like little lickers. Hey, what is all that about? What sort of man in the right minds would want to go for a run in the morning with him and all his little gang, and they're all young uns, aren't they? So he can control them all. You've got all
He's
these
like
youngsters around him, and they're all chasing him about. What is all that about?
he's like the Pied Piper, isn't he?
Hey, and I'm fed up already, and all these youngsters going, Ngannou can punch, and Ngannou's this and Ngannou that. And it's squeaky bum time. I thought we're not going to hear that one, sure. We've had the squeaky bum one from Eddie. And now we've got this story from Lyle Simmons at boxingscene.com, and he's basically going into full scaremonger mode. We know we Ngannou's power and that same height and all this nonsense. It's just shite for talking shite. The guy's had one fight as a boxer and lost. He's now fighting an Olympic gold medalist, two-time unified world champion, former two-time unified. And they're talking about it like it's some scary fight. I mean, Jesus.
I don't see him stopping Ngannou. Something about him. I don't see him stopping Ngannou. I mean, Fury smashed him with a big elbow, didn't he? And he didn't even blink. So he's used to getting hit hard, isn't he, in the UFC? So it's I don't know. It's a different kind of punching, or different kind of blows he's getting maybe. But I don't see Big Meat stopping him. And what if he hurts Big Meat? Is Big Meat going to go into negative mode? I don't see him being as positive as he was against Wallen, because it turns out he was sparred loads of rounds with Wallen and beat him in the amateurs twice, didn't he? So
Do you think that Ngannou did well against Fury because he fought out of his skin, or because Fury were on slide? Do you think it's a bit of both?
I think a bit of both. I think because I think I said before it. I think Ngannou is an unknown quantity. Nobody knows what he brings to the table, but we know what he brings to the table now, probably more than we did then. But nobody knew if he could do anything. Well, Joe Joyce said he could box, so didn't he? I think he'd sparred him. So it's difficult to know. I mean, I still think Fury's a better boxer, and better fighter than Joshua. So
Yeah.
I still think Fury's better than him. I mean, going with our last fights, you could say that's debatable, but I think Fury had an off night. I think he underestimated him. But we'll see in his next fight what he looks like. That's all we can go. But he looked rubbish against John McDermott the first time, didn't he? And he sorted that out the second time. That's a long time ago. So it'll be intriguing to see what happens. But yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's. Are you having a bet on Ngannou, Andy?
I think I might. I mean, I think Ngannou's confidence. He'll take confidence from that fight with Fury as well, and he'll. That's probably 10 rounds of good experience in the bank for him as well, isn't it?
Oh, for Fury?
No, for Ngannou.
Oh yeah, against Joshua.
Yeah, going into the Joshua fight after having had the Fury fight, I think he'll have taken a lot of positives out of that fight, and he'll probably be riding on a high, won't he, going into this? So you might see him being more positive. I think he's a clever guy in Ngannou. When you hear him talking and that, he's quite articulate in that, and he's got quite an interesting backstory. So I just don't see Joshua stopping him. So it might be worth a bet on Ngannou because he's an underdog, isn't it?
Yeah. What were your fighter? Who were your fighter at year, Andy? I've gone for a know you.
I think that's what I went with as well. I know you. Maybe Crawford as a second.
What about fight at year?
Fight of year. I've even thought about that. What's the best fight I've seen this year? Better Beef against Yard was quite. It was quite an exciting fight, wasn't it? It was. I'm trying to think what other ones. I thought Parker did well against Wilder, but Wilder wasn't offering a lot back, was he? So I prefer a fight that's going to and fro to pick a fight of the year out of. I thought the first Chantel Cameron fight against Katie Taylor, I thought that was quite a good fight.
I thought the second one would fight at year for females.
Got the second one, yeah.
Yeah.
But aye, yeah, I thought we'd go with that. One of their fights anyway. I thought they were both quite good fights, but were interesting fights.
I'm gonna go Munguia, Deryachenko for fight at year.
Right, I don't think I've seen that one. No.
Yeah, for
I thought Dubois' fight was quite interesting, but it wouldn't be the fight of the year. I thought he done well to deal with the big fat man. But
what about trainer at year? World trainer at year.
world trainer of the year. World trainer of the year.
I'm gonna go Bomac.
Bomac, he's done well, hasn't he? What about Usyk's trainer? What's Papachenko? Is it Papa?
Papa Lomachenko, yeah, but he's not been as active, but
no, Bomac's done well.
Not really, has he? But he did Spence in a big unification, didn't he?
That was a good fight. I liked that fight.
With Spence, wasn't it? Yeah, he did him. So I'm going to give it him. I'm not going to give Crawford fighter at year because he wasn't as active as I know you. But
yeah,
they're at top of the game. Them two boys, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
But
interesting to see if Fury can redeem himself, and I think he could beat Usyk if he's at the top of his game. But he has to be at the top of his game to beat Usyk because I think Usyk's. Now I said before, don't be surprised if Usyk dropped. I don't see Usyk stopping Fury, but it wouldn't surprise me if he dropped him at some point, just through a punch he doesn't see coming, because he's a genius at creating angles, isn't he?
Yeah.
When he's standing in front of people.
What about Zhang?
Zhang, he's a bogeyman, isn't he? He's waiting on the sideline. Do you think he's going to get the Wilder fight? Is there talk of that?
I don't know. Chat shit gets zanged. He's a big lump, Zhang, isn't he? Big old boss, isn't he?
But his time's against him, isn't he? He's got to have a busy year, or busy next 2 years or whatever, because the time could be what beats him, And I think he wants to be active. He's always shouting about getting fights, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, but I think he's effective, isn't he? I know you've said he doesn't move about a lot, but he just does enough, doesn't he?
He don't move off at line much, does he? Most southpaws, they're like Pernell Whitaker, aren't they? Most southpaws are really skillful, and Calzaghe, aren't they? He's the most unskillful southpaw. It's like the most boringest journeyman southpaw you've ever seen for movement and that, but he's got thudding 20 stone, 6'6" power. It's all that Peking duck he eats. What?
He punches his
weight. Will I get told off there for an element of racism for saying that a Chinese man eats Peking duck because that's Chinese food? Would that be like saying an Englishman who knocks people out, it must be all fish and chips he eats? Is that racist about fish and chips?
I don't know. On haggis.
That's what we say. I've just been reading all this YouTube nonsense that I keep getting sent. What you can and can't say and all this, and you're having to fathom your way through it. So you've got to be very careful how you put your words.
The world's gone mad,
Let's hope that Zhang ain't taking out else, a 40-odd-year-old flattening people like that.
I better not say I eat haggis. I might get into trouble for that.
Yeah, because that's all that haggis you eat. It's like if I got Ash on from next door, you know, and Izzy, I say, do you boys eat a lot of curry? We being Asians, you'd get called racist, wouldn't you? But I eat a lot of curry. I like curry. I
Yeah,
like
well,
that ultra def sauce. I put ultra def sauce in my curry. I like it spicy.
right. And I just eat kormas and pasandas and mild stuff.
Yeah. Eddie Hills has popped up. You know the 6-0 Iceman from Billericay, 4 by way of. Eddie's running around like a headless chicken at the moment, saying that Anthony Joshua, when he fights Tyson Fury, beats him all day long. Go on, Eddie. Hey, Eddie's got it bad on him for big meats. Do you think they might be
Oh,
lovers? You
there's a
think they
big
could be
bromance.
lovers? Hey, there's
Big
a
bromance.
bromance going on there.
Big
Well,
bromance
there's
there.
there's a serious bromance going on with Bricktop, isn't there?
Oh, aye.
Eddie Hills, the Iceman from Billericay. Hey, what
He's
on earth is all that about?
the bromance man, isn't he? The
Eddie's,
bromancer.
Eddie's that cool, he can't even keep a woman, can he? Unbelievable. Hey,
The
unbelievable.
bromancer. Maybe he prefers
Uh,
men.
you
Prefers
what,
men,
mate?
eh? Maybe he prefers men. Maybe that's what it's all
Yeah, yeah.
about.
There's a big debate at the moment about who's the main man, pound for pound. Crawford, Usyk, or I know you. And a lot of people are saying they can't split all three. Because Usyk's 2-time champion and he won undisputed and he's one belt off being undisputed in 2. Crawford's done a couple of undisputeds. I think I know you has. Them 3 are really, really at the top of the game, aren't they?
Yeah. I would say Crawford's at the top, and I would say
Crawford
Crawford.
has fought 40 times, hasn't he?
Yeah. Then Usyk, and then I know you. At the moment,
For me, it's a three-sided coin. It depends what you're looking for, doesn't it, really? Do you know what I mean? But I'm sure that boxing fans will leave a comment. Leave a comment in the comment section. All I want now, I don't want big lists. I mean, I asked somebody over there, just send me your top 10, and usually it's top 5 because I'll send you my top 10. Send me his top 50.
oh
Got
no.
Chris Eubank in his top 50 for pound for pound. There's no such thing as a top 50 pound for pound. Piss off with your top 50. In fact, don't even email me ever again because it took me about an hour to get through that list. You know what I
You'll never
mean?
get that hour back.
Freak. You what?
You'll never get that hour back.
Exactly. It's
Top
like
three.
watching a Gad interview, innit? Or a Sam Jones interview. You can't get. I mean, they're not even doing like normal sermons at the moment. They're doing like 5 and 6 in a day. Stop it. You don't know nothing about the sport. You're not qualified to talk about beef. You are Parsons.
The Gad's come. The Gad's come out the Gad cave. He's now in the Gad pad.
Oh, I can't say about the Gad. I get called a bully.
Oh,
Porky, you're a bully. Don't slag the Gad off. Oh my God.
who's
Hey.
that from? The Gad.
No, it's from somebody who emailed me. It
Ah,
is what it is, isn't it? You're not allowed to say out, mate, nowadays. It's a
ah.
low lefties, isn't it? But what I want to know is this, right? Who let the Gad in? Who let him in? Who let the Gad in? Whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa.
oh, oh.
Who let the Gad in? Lick, 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 lick. What is he, man, eh? John
He's,
Ryder against Mungia. John Ryder's up against it. John Ryder's not got a belt to his name. He's a multimillionaire. Is this the way forward?
money. It's all for money, isn't it? Pure prize fighting instead of chasing the championships. Eh?
Why does John Ryder get loads of chances? Is it because he's a Sims fighter and he keeps his pie hole shut?
Mm. I thought he. I thought he showed great courage in that against Canelo. I thought he's proved his toughness, didn't he? What a tough guy to take what he took and kept coming. He just kept having a go, didn't he? He didn't give up. He had good resolve, but he was outgunned in the end.
Yeah, like a bit like Canelo were outgunned against Bivol. This
Yeah,
is why we have weight divisions for a reason. And then we've got Crusher Ben saying, bruv, 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 I'll fight at 168. Bruv, bruv, bruv. Crusher, didn't you learn nothing from Kell Brook, a 147 guy just like you, fighting at 160, got his face smashed in? Hey? eye socket smashed in on one side and a airline crotcher in other, which Errol Spence finished off when he come back down to 147 and had no protection on it. So you want to fight a 168 Crusher, but you're a 147. I just have a little think about that, Crush, will you? Could you go up against David Benavides? Yes or no? Answers on a postcard. PorkyCorner@mail.com.
He's a hype job, isn't he? He's just a hype job.
He's another one from that gym with no belt. What is it with that gym, that Essex gym, the Tony Sims gym? They've got no fucking belts, but they're all getting big money. What is going on? Is it favoritism or is it a cult?
It sounds like a title for a Clint Eastwood film, The Gym with No Belts.
The gym we know about, the man with no name you're on about, aren't
No
you?
name. You were talking about Clint Eastwood the other night with Julian, eh? I love Clint
Yeah,
Eastwood.
yeah, I'm a big Clint Eastwood fan because I've read a couple of books about him, and he's a really accomplished director. He started directing in the 70s and that, and there was a bit of an incident. He did a film with Jim Carrey. Is it the Deadpool? Jim Carrey's got a scene at the beginning, you know, when he was a nobody. This is about 30 odd year ago.
Yeah.
And Jim Carrey added a few bits to script, you know, to liven it up and that. And they didn't know what were happening. And Clint just said, "Let's just go with it." You know, he just wanted to get it over and done with. But it just shows you that you can improvise in front of the camera, can't you? Really?
That was a film with a remote control car with a bomb in it, isn't it?
Yeah. It's where there's a Deadpool list and they're going around killing everybody. I've got it here. I'm a big Clint Eastwood fan. But somebody ran onto me the other night and they said they had box set. Were it you?
No. Julian said he had the box set.
Julian, have you got Clint Eastwood Dirty Harry box set? So yeah.
My mate, I think I sent you a video of his American pickup he's got a car like Dirty Harry's car, a Ford Galaxy LTD.
You sent me a picture of it, didn't you?
That's right. We're just taking the engine out of it. He was putting new crank seals on it and that. He's ended up rebuilding it.
To work on them.
I was all right. There's plenty of space on them.
You like the spanners, don't you?
Aye.
You prefer spanners to all plug in UCG and all that nonsense, don't you?
You know what else he had? He had a proper. I'll find photos and send you them. He had a proper Starsky and Hutch replica car because they made official
Gran Torino.
But he sold it. He was going to restore it, but he ended up selling it. It came with a new engine, I think. So he kept the engine for one of his other American cars, and he sold the Torino as it was. I think he's still. It actually came with a red light, you know, that's stuck on the roof, the red beacon. I think he's still got that
on it as well.
I had one of them in it, but it had it's a magnetic one that's stuck on the roof, but the wire obviously went in the cigar lighter.
Listen, mate, do you know when I used to be on my street when I thought, oh, rock hard in the 70s, mate, there was a kid on there. Where I used to live on Broomhouse Lane. He used to come down the street and he had one of them, like, not like a BMX, just like a one before, a bit higher than a chippy.
A grifter.
A grifter, something like that. He'd come down it and he had this siren on it. He put his siren on. And I never had a siren. I said, don't come near me with that fucking siren, you. Thinking you're a copper. And he were massively into Starsky and Hutch, especially Starsky and posters and that. This is when you could get posters for £1.50. You know, Woolworths and stuff like that. Everybody had them. Well, I had Rambo on, I had Lotus Esprit, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Miami Vice, all that like. But he had Starsky and Hutch one. I was thinking about him the other day, and then I thought, what a dick. Only if he ever ended up a copper like my next door but one neighbour, best mate. You know.
David Soul just passed away as well, didn't
he? Yeah, we were on about it the other night. Yeah, David Soul. He was a heartthrob in the 70s, wasn't he?
That's Silver Lady, yeah.
They were mobbed in that, weren't they, wherever they went, them two. And he's a fantastic director now, Paul Michael Glaser. He's a really accomplished director. Not biggest in Hollywood, isn't he, Paul Michael Glaser? Massive. Made more money out of directing than he did acting, yeah. Massive. And you know the sad thing about Starsky and Hutch? Where they weren't offered a deal with repeats. They said, look, sign here and we're going to up rights and you get no topic repeats and we're just going to give you 100,000 now because they didn't think it was going to do any good. And it went worldwide, so they never really made out off it, did they, really, them two? Whereas if they hadn't
Sad.
signed that, they could have really held them to ransom. You know, like David Hasselhoff did with Baywatch, because he's packaged
Uh,
it, didn't he? Even though it was a load of shite compared to Starsky and Hutch. So I feel for really, because he died in poverty, didn't he? Hutch, he didn't have out, did he?
nah.
It's pretty sad,
Was he
isn't
in
it?
this country? Was he in England when he died? He lived over here, didn't he? Lived in
I'm not
Britain.
sure. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. But he was in a wheelchair, and like one of them didn't have out. I mean,
Uh,
pretty sad way
sad.
to go in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I hope I don't go like that. Knowing Marlock, I'll probably end up brown bread in some prison cell or something. I'll probably be there with a spliff next to me, and I couldn't get a match or something. Porky died with a spliff next to him and never got to smoke it. You imagine? You know what I mean? It's like going to score in it and losing it on motoring. Where's my gear gone? Where's that? Look at the seats and that. Wait, double back. Turn up here, get back down acting. Get your fucking foot down now. Right, that's about it. We've had a good talk tonight. Hope everybody's liked the episodes tonight. I don't call it show, call it episode. If you like the comments, let me know what you think about Eddie Hills. Is it a secret bromance with him and Bricktop? And what do you really think about Joshua and Garno? Are they standing at the top of the balcony with the cocks out, pissing all over boxing fans yet again? And will Fury really fight Usyk in 5 weeks, or is he going to pull an injury on us and shit his pants? Okie dokie. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Cheers, Andy.
Good man. All the best, Ross.
Bye bye.
Yeah.